From the Denver Broncos Media Center, welcome to Broncos Country Tonight with Ryan Edwards and Benjamin Albright.
Welcome to Broncos Country Tonight. Benjamin Albright again off tonight. Steve Atwater, Broncos Ring of Famer, Hall of Famer in studio. What's up, man?
What's going on, All right, it was good to see you, baby.
It's good to see you, too. I was having a conversation, I guess, with myself, because Ben's off this week, on the Broncos Country Tonight radio show. And, thinking about where the Broncos are at now with Russell Wilson, like the mindset that changes in an organization when you have your franchise quarterback. Mm-hmm. Like, what does that shift look like to you in the way you approach your offseason, the way you approach everything?
Well, knowing that you have your quarterback in place, and right now there are no contract issues, but I imagine that's going to be coming at some point. You can really build around him, and he's been extremely durable throughout his career. Not hardly ever missing any games, and the games that he has missed, he's bounced back so quickly from them that you have a high level of confidence that he's going to be available. So you don't have to, may not even have to keep three quarterbacks this year. I remember in some years past we've kept three quarterbacks because, hey, the first two were battling, and then we got to keep another guy just in case somebody gets injured. So I wouldn't be surprised if we only roll with two quarterbacks on the roster, maybe a guy on the practice squad, but. I just think it gives everyone a level of confidence that we haven't had in a while. And again, knowing that we have a legitimate chance of winning, and I think not only the front office and coaches and everybody feels that, but the players, they feel that way.
Do you feel like, and this is something I kind of battled back and forth with a little bit, do you feel like it gives the front office of the Broncos a little bit of the ability to be aggressive, like super aggressive, free agency, draft, so on and so forth, because you're really looking for niche kind of fixes, right? I mean, you don't want to swing wildly the other way if things don't work out one season, right? Because you're on the right path. When you have the quarterback, you're on the right path. But I think back to when Manning was here and how John Elway went and, hey, I'm going to go get Wes Welker. I'm going to go get Emmanuel Sanders. I'm going to go get, and these are different off seasons, but I'm going to go get build up the defense, DeMarcus Ware, keep Talib, TJ Ward. So I wonder if it gives you kind of the license as a GM to get really aggressive because you're in a specific window, or do you go the other way and say, no, maybe we should work on building the depth because because the worst thing that can happen is when inevitably your roster starts to see turnover because guys are leaving, you don't have anybody to replace those guys.
Yeah, oh man, that's a great question, because really I think you got to be somewhere in the middle though, because if you just go out and just say, all right, I'm going to sign a bunch of guys who are super talented and just make a shot for it. Yeah, we may win it this year, next year, the year after, but then it's going to be a lot of damage when it's all said and done. When
this guy's going to leave.
Yeah, the guy's going to leave, and you got to get rid of guys because you can't pay everybody, all the superstars like that. So, but at the same time, you also want to continue to build your depth for the long term because, hey, Russell Wilson, he wants to play 10 years. So for that 10-year period, we don't want to just front load it and get one here and then we struggle for the rest of the time. It needs to be spread out over whatever period of time he's going to be here. And then, I would imagine as we start getting up there, they'll seriously start considering, getting another quarterback when he's maybe in year eight or nine, but we got a nice window here where we know that he can be productive and, again, we can build around him. But I think George Payton, he's going to be smart about it. He's not going to make a bunch of, just drastic moves, I don't think. And, I think the things that he's done so far have been really impressive. Number one, getting Russell Wilson here, but then also, adding the pieces around him, also leaving himself a lot of options with a lot of the one-year contracts. And, guys come in and play well, guess what? Hey, you can come back. We can have you back next year.
It's a fine line to walk between aggressive and reckless.
It is.
And that's
very, very fine line.
And so you do have to have, I think, and George has done a good job surrounding him with himself with people that he can bounce those ideas off of. And again, I think most people agreed with the direction to go get Russell Wilson very clearly, and we'll see what that ends up panning out. But that was an aggressive move, right?
And again, we know the day is going to come when you got to pay the piper for it.
100%. Well, and again, that's you mentioned with his salary, right? I mean, inevitably,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
He's going to be top of market or close to it, top of market quarterback very, very soon, and that is going to impact the way you do things. So I guess you're right. There's a fine line to ride while you maximize the window that you're in with the franchise quarterback and being uber aggressive. And then the other side of that, knowing that you want to continue to stock the roster with depth and talent, because inevitably some of those starters are going to be leaving in free agency, and you need somebody to step in that's on a relatively affordable contract to play starter snaps for you. That is a challenge. But the one thing I will give George Paton credit for, and he's done a great job so far, it's only a year plus into his job here, but he's done a good job finding talent in all sorts of different avenues, bringing in Jonas Griffith, right? Making the trade for Kenny Young last year. They were just decimated inside linebacker.
Yeah. And I don't know how they were able to pull that off.
Right, but to be able to find guys that you can plug in and play right away.
And play pretty well.
So I have, if nothing else, for George Paton, I have faith that he can at least build that roster depth while maybe taking a few swings, calculated swings.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And, you, as a GM, you never know what the situation is going to look like mid-season, what types of moves you'll have to make. But he has great relationships with, it seems like, all the organizations, and, the players respect him. They know that he's looking out for their best interest while at the same time also trying to build the best team possible. So, he's in a great situation. He's doing a great job. And I'm confident that whatever happens, he's going to be able to steer us in the right direction.
Yep. And, I know we're all anticipating this season. And listen, if it's anything like the last 2 years where a quarterback went to a new team, as in Matt Stafford, Tom Brady, could be good returns when it comes to the outcome this year. I'm not saying it's going to be a Super Bowl, but at the same time, you do like the optimism that's building around the building. And on top of that, really, is just about what kind of level of anticipation that Russell Wilson brings as a work ethic and what everybody's doing around the building. So I think that's all a good spot for them.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to say was that although George Paton may not view it in terms of, all right, we got to go and get, all the top players right now. We got great players on the team already. But I'm saying, kind of like the Rams did last year where they kind of went all in, bringing in Von Miller and, some of the other OBJ. But I'm saying he won't have that mindset, but the players, they got to have that mindset that this is a small window. I don't know how long my career is going to be. They got to go out there and try to win every single game. And I know they do that anyway, but they can't have this attitude of, Russell, it's going to be here for 10 years. Mm-hmm. If we don't win this year, we can win it next year. No, Every player and coach needs to have that mentality that we got to win right now this year. Next year is not guaranteed.
Love that. Steve Atwater, I'm Ryan Edwards. Thank you, as always, for watching Broncos Country Tonight.